Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Hamilton County Board of Election meeting. Today is May the 15th, 2023, and we're calling the meeting to order at approximately 2:05. Also would like to indicate the proper notice has been given as required under the Ohio Revised Code 121.22. I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if we could have anyone who has led our country or leading to lead us in the pledge. Thank you very much. First on the agenda is the board meeting minutes from May the 10th, 2023. They have been sent to us and we've had an opportunity to review those. Are there any changes or additions to those minutes?
Nothing additional. I'll move to approve the meeting minutes from May the 10th.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries. Next, we have ballot remakes. Mrs. Poland?
Yes, we do have a number of ballots that were remade by bipartisan teams in accordance with Secretary of State directive and board policy. And Krista Criddle, our operations administrator, will present those to the board.
Thanks, Krista.
Thank you. So we have a total of 4 ballots that we did have to remake provisional ballots. 3 of these are the first category. They're damaged ballots. So those would be P1, P2, and P4.
That's only 3 ballots. You're going to talk about the other ones?
The other one's a different category, excuse
Thank
me.
you. Okay, very good. I'll move approval of ballots P1, 2, and 4.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Anyone
opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries.
So the next one we had is a different category. It's P3. This one, it was a wrong precinct ballot, but the right location. So we had to remake it with the correct ballot. Now the ballot was exactly the same for both of those precincts. So it was exactly the same, but we did need to remake that one.
I'll move approval of ballot P3 as remade.
Second.
Any more discussion?
I'm going to be like Alex. It was made in a bipartisan manner, right?
That is correct. All of the ballots are made by a bipartisan team, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mallory.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Krista.
much. Next, we have certification regarding municipal judicial candidate petitions for the November the 7th, 2023 general election. Ms. Poland?
Yes, in your packet, you will find a list entitled 2023 Judicial Candidates List. Staff has reviewed the petitions filed by the candidates listed on this document and found all those petitions to be sufficient. We recommend certification.
I'll move that we certify the candidates listed here who have filed their candidacies and have been found to be sufficient. So I'll move that we approve them to the ballot.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And that motion carries. Next, let me find my agenda. Next is certification of independent candidate petitions for the November the 7th, 2023 general election.
Yes, Madam Chair, you in your packet have 3 different lists regarding this agenda item. The first list is entitled 2023 Independent Candidates List Filed Sufficient. Staff has reviewed the petitions belonging to the candidates on this list, found them all to be sufficient, and recommends certification, again, of the candidate petitions contained on the list entitled 2023 Independent Candidate Petitions List Filed Sufficient.
I'll move approval of that list and certify all those independent candidates to the ballot.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone abstaining? That motion carries.
The, Madam Chair, next report in your packet is entitled 2023 Independent Candidates List Filed Insufficient. There is one candidate on this list. The petitions filed by this candidate did not contain the number of required valid signatures, so therefore staff recommends rejection of this candidate's petition.
I'll move that we reject that candidate's petitions for having an insufficient number of signatures.
Second.
Any more discussion?
Just curious, how short was the person?
The person needed 25 valid signatures, and 21 valid signatures were contained on the petitions. The candidate filed at 3:53 p.m. on the filing deadline, so there was not time for the candidate to withdraw these petitions and refile.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And that motion carries.
Madam Chair, the last document regarding this agenda item report is found in your packet entitled 2023 Independent Candidates List Board Review. There's one candidate appearing on this list. We also have enclosed copies of this candidate's part petition. The first page of the part petition in the statement of candidacy, the candidate left the county blank. The other two part petitions, the name of the county was included in the statement of candidacy. If the first part petition without the county name listed is not accepted by the board, then this candidate would not have enough, would not have the number of required signatures. If the board decides to accept this part petition, then the candidate would have the required number of signatures.
The law, go ahead.
So when you look at the data and the signatures, they all say Hamilton County. So by looking at that, wouldn't that give, make this petition for candidacy viable?
So, Dave, I don't know if anybody wants to answer that. I have a question, though. It's substantial compliance, right? The board can make a determination based on a review of the documents, whether it's substantially compliant,
That's correct.
as opposed to strict compliance.
Yeah,
which would
strict
be-
compliance would come into play if you omitted everything with either under the statement of candidacy or under the nominating petition section.
Okay,
But it's a substantial compliance standard here.
yeah. So I'm agreeing here with the chair. I don't know if your question was rhetorical, but it was convincing enough for me that I think that I find these to be substantially compliant, given all the other factors, including that the addresses or the signatories are all Hamilton County. The Village of Cleves is in Hamilton County. There's an election in the Village of Cleves. So all those factors make me think that this is an error that would not itself be a fatal flaw to that one part petition. So just with that, since I've got the floor, I'll move that we approve the Village of Cleves member of council petitions and certify it to the ballot.
I second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And that motion carries. Next on the agenda is discussion of August the 8th, 2023 special election preparation. Ms. Poland?
Yes, Madam Chair, there will be a statewide special election on August 8th, 2023. And regarding preparation for that election, it is staff's recommendation to have our ballot printer, MCR, conduct the printing and processing of the absentee ballots for the August 8th election, rather than do that in-house. Again, we do not have our print vendor mail the ballots. The print vendor delivers the ballot packets to the board so that board staff can conduct a quality control review of the ballot packages before they're mailed. So we are recommending having our vendor process the absentee, print the ballots and assemble the packages for the August election. And we do need board approval for that.
And this is in keeping with practice that we've engaged in the past, right?
That's correct. We have used our print vendor in the past. This will help alleviate some of the burden on staff from conducting the 3 countywide elections left to conduct this year.
Right.
Well, and into the first part of next year.
Very good. I'll move approval then of I'll move approval of the report that authorizes the board staff to do this with an outside vendor.
I second that.
I just have one question. Pending possibly that we may have a lot more than individuals voting than normal primaries, is this vendor prepared to handle that too?
Yes, our operations staff reached out to our print vendor, MCR, and we're making all of those arrangements now. Yes.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? That motion carries. Next.
Madam Chair, we also have in your packet the ballot allocation and provisional envelope allocation for the August 8th special election. It's staff's recommendation to print ballots for 80% of the total number of registered voters in each precinct. And then, of course, we'll continue to monitor registration as well as by mail requests and report back to the board within 30 days of Election Day. But this is our recommendation at this time. And we do need board approval for that.
I'll move approval of the ballot and provisional envelope quantities so that they be ordered as recommended by staff.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? And that motion carries.
Madam Chair, the last agenda item under preparation for the August special election is the August 8th, 2023 precinct election official adjustments. It's staff recommendation to stay with the standard allocation of poll workers in single precinct and double precinct polling locations. But in triple precinct polling locations, it's our recommendation to adjust the PEO allocation from 12 to 10. And for quad precinct polling locations, it's our recommendation to adjust that number from 16 PEOs to 12 PEOs. We believe that number is adequate to conduct the election.
Do you have a contingency? Like, if we approve this quantity here,
Yes.
we have a contingency?
Yes, this is the minimum
Okay.
that's needed. It is our goal to recruit and train above and beyond this number, but this is the minimum number that's needed.
Did we also look at and consider where these quads and triples are? Did we look at that and consider that when we looked at ballot allocations as well?
For the ballot allocations, those are by precinct
Right.
versus polling place. What you do not have yet before you is the allocation of equipment, because that is based on the polling place. We have sent notice to our polling locations that we intend to use their facility on August 8th. They are under contract to provide their facility on that date. But we are reaching out, letting them know we do intend to use their facility on that date. I believe we gave them a deadline to respond back to us by this Friday. So based on the availability of the polling places, there's some that we may need to move. We'll know that in the next week or two, and then provide an update to you in that allocation at your next meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah, that does happen where they're not accustomed to having an August election, and they plan things like if you have a church and some other facility, they plan other things, and we're supposed to be holding an election there. They didn't remember the contract said August, and they'll have something else scheduled.
Yes, and that did, we did have an election last year in August, and there were a few polling places that we had to move. So we would anticipate majority of them being available, but we most likely will have to move a few.
On the precinct, on the PEO allocation, are these allocations similar to last August, or did we reduce them a little bit? I know last August there were more things on the ballot.
Yeah, actually, I believe we reduced them slightly more than we are now for
Okay.
this election, I believe. Yeah, we do anticipate a higher turnout for this August election than we had last August.
Thank you. I'll move approval then of the,
Only thing I would, question is, as well, it's gonna be interesting and amazing to see how many cannot readjust their schedule because of the short notice. Especially when we already had indicated there would be no August elections. Future. But anyway,
I'll move approval of the precinct election officials' polling location adjustments as recommended by the staff.
Second.
any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries. Okay. And next, we have certification of the May 2nd, 2023 primary special election official results.
Yes, Madam Chair, those official results are being distributed to the board now.
Pretty near what the results were before.
Yes.
Before we certified them.
Yes, there were not many ballots to be added between election night and the official.
I'll move that we certify the final total here of the May 2nd, 2023 primary election.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
The next meeting of the board is scheduled for Tuesday, June 13th at 8:30 a.m. That's your regularly scheduled meeting for June. Staff is recommending that we move that up to Tuesday, June 6th, if the board is available.
What time?
We'd prefer 8:30. So
I can do 8:30.
Is that a Tuesday?
it's a Tuesday, yes.
I'll be there.
I will say that I'll be there. I don't have my calendar in front of me.
We can confirm via email once
Okay.
you've had a chance to check your
And I should be
schedule.
able to do that as soon as I get, my phone is here, just don't have it on me.
What's the one we're vacating again?
June 13th.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so delete the 13th and keep the 6th, or actually add the 6th.
The
Yes.
Perfect.
fifth, was it fifth or sixth?
The 6th.
Sixth,
June 6th,
Tuesday.
8:30 a.m.,
okay.
BOE regular meeting.
Any other discussion?
I'd like for Chip to be on time for that one.
Leave it alone. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board members? I see one person. Good to see you.
Hello, Kenny Henning with the Secretary of State's office. I have nothing further other than saying thank you for certifying today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday are very busy with certifications around Southwest Ohio, so I will be at many different meetings the next few days. And I would also share, my wife had our baby 3 weeks ago, so Henry Henning is well and healthy, and after this week of certifications, I will be enjoying a couple weeks off with them.
Better
Congratulations.
Thank
enjoy
you.
them while you
Congratulations.
can.
Yes, thank you.
Congrats, Kenny.
Congratulations.
Good work.
Anyone else? I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? None but the devil. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you. Gotcha.
We done?